I'm nearing 25, and if I'm being honest, my 15-year-old self could have sworn that I would be married with a kid on the way by now, and I could not be further from that. I've somehow turned into the career-oriented, hyper-independent woman that moved to the big city, while everybody in my hometown is starting to settle down, get married, and have kids. It might as well be the plot to your favorite Hallmark movie. Now listen, I don't think there's a wrong or right way to do life, and I know that everybody has different paths, and that's just not mine right now. But I think I'm reaching that point in my 20s where I just don't know what I want to do next. You see, when you're young, single, and self-employed, the world is literally your oyster. I could pack my bags and move halfway across the world right now if I wanted to. The possibilities are endless. And that is the most freeing yet terrifying feeling all at once. And what do we do when we're having a quarter-life crisis? We walk 155 kilometers through the north of Spain. To be fair, I've always wanted to do the Camino de Santiago. I was born in Spain and I grew up Catholic, so it's just something that was talked about a lot growing up. My mom in particular had a really big desire to do it growing up, and I think I just kind of latched onto that and also decided that I really wanted to do it. And this year, all the stars aligned and we were both able to check it off the list. The Camino de Santiago is a huge pilgrimage and it has a few different routes, but my mom decided she wanted to do the one that starts in France. So it starts in Saint-Jean-Pied-de-Port, France, and then you walk all the way through the north of Spain to Santiago de Compostela. That one lasts about a month or so, and I could not take off a whole month from work, so I just did the last week of it with her. My dad took off a week from work and was able to start it with her, so they did the first week together, and then the day that my dad left, one of my cousins decided to join my mom, so he did a week with her. Once he left, she did 2 weeks on her own before I joined her. So that being said, by the time I got to her, she was already almost like 700 kilometers in and had definitely made a million friends along the way. After an 11-hour flight from LA to Paris, an hour flight from Paris to Madrid, an overnight stay in Madrid, an 8-hour bus ride from Madrid to Lugo, and a 1-hour taxi from Lugo to Lamas of Oviedo, I finally joined my mom to finish this incredible journey with her. She had just walked 23 kilometers that day, and I had just gotten there from an excruciatingly long travel day, so we grabbed some dinner with one of her friends and immediately went to bed. Day 1 was my favorite day. We started off with some breakfast and headed out early in the morning. It was quiet, rainy, and everything I expected the Camino to be. Since I've been living alone for the last 3 years, I actually find a lot of peace in my solitude and can spend hours in silence with myself. It's something that I feared a lot growing up, but I've made peace with it and I actually quite enjoy it. So spending hours walking in nature, no headphones, just the sound of rain, was magical. And yes, I had my mom with me, but I have a slightly quicker pace than her, so there were moments that we'd separate and then reconnect and walk together, but for the most part, we kept it pretty meditative. Good morning.
Good morning.
Welcome to my day 1, my mom's day 29? 28? 29. We are probably a few kilometers in, right?
Already?
I think we're doing 20-something today.
Oh, 24.
We're doing 24 today. I don't know how many we're in so far. It's been a rainy, cold morning thus far.
We already walked 7 kilometers.
Okay, we walked 7. It's not too bad. Currently passing through some cute little small towns. We passed through the woods. Lots of mud, but doing well. How are you doing, Mom?
I'm doing perfect.
I had actually just gone through some of my worst anxiety attacks of my life the week before heading out to do the Camino. I can't explain exactly why, as sometimes they just kind of creep up on me out of nowhere, but lately I had just been way over my head trying to figure out what I want my business to look like, what value I bring to the world, and what I want to do with my life. And quite frankly, I was scared those thoughts would be overwhelming while walking for hours every day, but if anything, I felt the most at peace I had been in months while I was there. Everyone does the Camino for different reasons, and I didn't really have a clear vision of mine, but now reflecting back, I think I just needed to reground myself. Update. It is still raining. I have no idea how many kilometers in we're at. A few more. I think we're a few hours in. So far, so good. Feeling a little winded from these uphills, but so far, so good. Not super crowded trails or anything yet. Mom's back there somewhere. I just can't do uphill too slow because I will get too tired. So I'm going a little faster, but I think we're probably going to stop semi-soon at the next town we hit just to get a little coffee or something, a little mid-morning snack. Most of the people that have been doing the Camino for the full month, like my mom, were 65 years old or older. I was the youngest at every table by a long shot. I'm a pretty naturally introverted person, so I'd be lying if I said I made any friends or connections on my own during the Camino. I love listening to others and being more of an observer, and I wouldn't have had it any other way. My mom is the friendliest, most extroverted person I know, so she had somehow managed to meet everybody doing the Camino at some point on the trail. It was a constant, "Hi, how are you?" whenever we came across anyone. I genuinely don't know how she remembered so many names and stories. This first day of the Camino was the last day before the trail started to get packed because most people do about like 5 to 7 days of the Camino, so those days leading up to the end get busier and busier with pilgrims versus the trails before that last week are a little bit more sparse. On this day specifically, I think we passed maybe like 1 or 2 people every 30-ish minutes or so, and it was so peaceful and everybody was so friendly. The really cool thing about the Camino is getting to walk through the forest but then coming across tiny little towns and communities. We stumbled upon a completely volunteer-based center that offered food, coffee, and a space to rest, and they got bonus points for me for being sustainable too. The way we set up our days was breakfast at our starting point, coffee stop midway through the morning, and then lunch once we got to our final destination for the day. After nearly 6 hours of walking and 25.5 kilometers, we made it to Sarria, which was our stopping point for the day. Before continuing on day 2 of the Camino, we took a rest day in Sarria so I could catch up on sleep and somewhat adjust to the jet lag, and so my mom could also have a bit of a rest.
Good morning. It is day 2 for me, day 30 for mom. It's not as cold today, allegedly not raining today, and we took the longer route, I think, more difficult route. There's a fork in the road at the beginning of it today. Mom says from here on out it's more touristy because most people do only like a week or so of it. So most people take the other route, which is I think less hilly and you stop through more towns. So we took the longer, quieter, slightly more difficult route, and I think there's literally 4 of us on it. So,
if you didn't already know this, I was actually born in Spain and all my mom's side still lives there, but I'm from a region called Extremadura, and truthfully, that's the Spain that I know and love. So walking through the north in the region of Galicia was so interesting. For it being such a small country, at least in comparison to the US, it's crazy how different the scenery, food, and even language can be from one region to another. The region of Galicia is known to be super rainy, wet, and cold year-round, and I can definitely say we got quite the taste of that. Though on this day, it started off gloomy and ended quite sunny, which felt so good, honestly. I will say, hiking in the cold is much better than hiking in the heat, so I was not complaining about it. The Camino is marked by these pillars that have the seashell and the distance in kilometers that you are from reaching the end, and the closer you get to Santiago, the more frequent they become, and on this day, we hit the final 100-kilometer mark. I'm not gonna lie, the days are physically quite challenging as you're walking an average of 20 kilometers per day, if not more, and it's definitely not flat lands. I had multiple blisters on both feet and my legs were so sore, but there must be something in the air on the Camino that makes you keep going because I couldn't tell you how I managed it, but I did, and so did everyone else that was doing it with us. And let me tell you, there was no better feeling than making it to your destination and sitting down for the pilgrim menu, which was just a nice 3-course meal, a salad, usually meat because I was just craving protein, and of course, well-deserved dessert. By day 3, the Camino had become routine. Wake up, breakfast, and get to walking.
good morning.
Good morning.
It is day 3 for me, day 31,
31 for me.
and
3 more to go.
we do have 3 more to go. Today should be a medium long day, not our longest, or not my longest, but we're going straight uphill for allegedly 8 kilometers, and we're maybe, I don't know how far in we're at, actually. I don't think I want to know yet. But weather is nice, not too cold, not supposed to be super sunny, but skies are clearing up, so I
We
don't
are
know.
already warm.
But my mom's already sweating, already wants to take a layer off, though she has a lot more layers. I've decided wearing shorts helps balance out the heat a little bit, but this is very pretty. Here we are.
I will say, on this day, the Camino did start to get a little bit boring and we did pull out the headphones, though we only wore one headphone so that we wouldn't be like completely noise canceled out. But we only did it for maybe 10 or 20 minutes or so until we like bumped into friends and then started talking to them. But I will say, having my headphones in and listening to music did give me quite the boost of energy to walk a little faster. So shout out to Taylor Swift for that. The Camino is primarily a religious pilgrimage, so there's plenty of small churches and chapels along the way, and my mom and I made sure to stop at all the ones that were open. It's a great reminder of what the Camino is and brings you back down to earth to reflect on why you're doing it. My relationship to religion has been complicated for the last few years, but this journey healed so much of it for me, and I'm so grateful for that. Good morning. It is day 4. We have not set out yet, but we are at our little hotel. It's in the middle of nowhere. She's very cute though. Literally just on like a rural little farm. But today's our longest day.
think it like evens out to like 18 miles or so. I'm a little scared, I'm not gonna lie. I think our longest has been like 16 so far, or 15-ish, but off we go. Only 3 more days, more than halfway there at this point, for me anyway.
I was dreading this day the most because it was going to be my longest day, 29 kilometers. We decided that instead of doing our usual single coffee break in between, we'd take a few more breaks this day. A quarter of the way through, we took our first coffee break. Then about halfway through, we happened to cross through a town called Melide that is known for their octopus, so of course we stopped and indulged. The rest of the day felt like a fever dream. I cannot explain how exhausted my body was. This day in particular had quite a few intense uphills towards the end too, which did not help, but we made it, and I had never been so happy to take off my shoes and lay in bed because oh my god, 29 kilometers, which I think actually ended up being closer to 30 because our hotel that we were staying at was at the like opposite end of the town. So we just walked so much. I cannot explain how exhausting it was.
It is day 5, last day before we get to Santiago tomorrow. And after a very long 29 kilometer day yesterday, today's 19 kilometer trek feels like a little walk in the park. And tomorrow is also just about 19, so the next 2 days should be pretty chill, comparatively, that is. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling great, very emotional about tomorrow. Been 33 days, counting on today. Tomorrow we will be in the cathedral. Woohoo!
Yeah, almost there.
As the days went by, I definitely vlogged less and less, and now looking back, I didn't realize how few videos I took, but this second to last day, I had my headphones in and just trekked to our last stop, so I guess I really didn't vlog too much, but we made it to our last stop and our last night before our actual final day, where we get to walk to Santiago. The last day, we decided to walk with all the friends my mom had made from the beginning. I didn't vlog too much because I really just wanted to take it all in and enjoy the last bit of this Camino. We had the most beautiful sunny morning as everyone shared stories and recalled their favorite memories of the Camino. As cliche as it can be, I think the Camino really is more about the journey than the destination. We're often caught up in hitting the next milestone and wanting to do more in life that we forget to enjoy what we have now. My life feels like constant chaos and I never really know which direction I'm heading, but I'm learning to live in the present and enjoy what I have now because I know someday I'll look back at my life journey and remember these times fondly. Reaching Santiago de Compostela was a huge accomplishment, but every conversation, meal shared, and time spent reflecting is what really made it all worthwhile.
Aquí estamos. We made it!